Hey, how's it going everyone? My name is Psychdos and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to explain where are the best places to loot in the encounters, and I'm also going to talk about how I organize my inventory so I can carry the most out of the encounter and get the most loot from it. So let's talk about it. So I want to talk about ground loot first. I consider ground loot anything that you find in your environment, such as like trash cans, or berry bushes, or like toolboxes, or even cars or houses. It's not really too much of a priority to get these. It's just like if you run past them, you might as well just loot them because they don't really give you the best loot. But if you are lucky, you can get some really good stuff. Like, you can get some rare guns, you can get medical supplies, and you can actually get almost every single type of tool, such as like mortar strikes and signal detectors and stuff like that. And then you can actually, believe it or not, get airdrops from just random, dressers or just anything like that in houses, which is pretty cool. And then you can also find photos of loot caches, which we will talk about now. Before we actually do get into caches, I do want to talk about this first. You can actually upgrade in the pre-game lobby to get more resources. It just costs 30 coins, and it's most worth it to do it twice, so usually if you buy one, sometimes somebody else will buy in, so that's really nice, and you get a lot of resources out of it. So, on to the loot caches. And loot caches are the best way you can get food in one single encounter, because one loot cache probably holds about 3 stacks of food, which is really nice. It also gives you 5 to 6 different medical items, a small amount of food, and quite a bit of crafting parts. And all you have to do is just find the location that shows in the picture. So it's really easy. Next, we're going to talk about lockboxes, which are found in different houses and garages. And they're kind of rare to find, but when you have to get into them, you have to solve a locked combination by scrolling through the numbers till a vibration or a click happens, and that'll know that it's the right number. And everything that you can get from here is a decent amount of resources. You can get iodine, caffeine, and alarm traps, but those are all possibilities, it's not guaranteed. But you will always get these type of ammos, and then very rarely you'll find a gun. Like in this case, I found a VSS, which is a pretty good gun, not gonna lie. So now we're gonna get into our top 3, and these are the best loot spots out of the encounters, but they are also the riskiest, so just be careful when you're looting them. And to start out with number 3, we have the lock container, which give you kind of a good amount of resources, but it'll also give you 1 to 2 antibiotics and a possible contact bomb, which isn't too bad. But the main attraction to the lock container is the amount of guns you can get, because you can get common guns up to special issue guns, and that's basically between a Puko to an ADR. The worst container I ever got was a Puko with all the different loot. It was like 2 antibiotics and like the resources and some ammo. But the best one I got was like a HDR, MP5, ADR, RPK, VH 52 rifle, I think is what it's called. And then you can also get these type of ammos. So yeah, it's not too bad. The reason why I put it at number 3 though is because it is really risky to get. You're basically putting yourself out in the open, unlocking the time or the combination locks. So yeah, it's a little bit more risky, and you get the same amount of loot in our next entry. So let's head to number 2. And that is the time safe. So like I said, it's much safer to get than the lock container. The only downside is that you kind of have to run around to look for the buzzing buttons to unlock the safe, which can be pretty far away from each other, but it's not too big of a deal. You're not really out in the open, you're still able to look at your surroundings, so it's still good. But you pretty much get the same exact ammo and the same exact loot as the lock safe. And I forgot to mention the lock safe, you can also get caffeine from it too, which you can get caffeine from time safes as well. And the only thing that changes is I think some of the different guns. So I don't think you can get H-bar from time safe, but you can just get, pretty much the same exact stuff. It's just much safer to get. So that's why it's number 2, and that's why you should be taking this more than lock container. Alright, so now for our best loot spot, it's the barred house. Now it's only the best loot spot if you're looking for resources. If you're looking for guns, I'd definitely go for time safe or lock container. But for resources, it basically gives you like half a stack of resources, which is really good for a single spot. And it sometimes spawns with guns. It's mostly just like one gun and then ammo for that gun, which isn't too bad. But you also, most of the time, get an armor plate and basically guaranteed an armor plate crafting part, which is pretty nice. You can farm up a lot of armor plates just from getting to Barred House, although Barred House is the riskiest place to go to. For some reason, a lot of people attract to the Barred House, but all you really have to do is just be the first one there and just, you know, kind of secure the house down, and you should be good. So now I'm going to tell you how I manage my inventory during the encounter to get the most out of my encounters. So just to start out, before you even go into an encounters game, all I bring really is like one gun, a couple of mags for it, or a couple of stacks of bullets, and maybe like one or two healing items, either that be like antibiotic or a disinfectant and bandages. Really minimal stuff you have to bring, so you can grab as much stuff as you can. So when you are in the encounters and you've played for a little bit, I really just prioritize top tier guns, consumables, tools, and resources pretty much. Mostly just resources. Your inventory should be pretty much just resources, because that's the name of the game. Get resources, upgrade the house, and yeah. And the stuff I do ignore is ammo I don't need and crafting parts. Unless you're like building a gun that you really want and you find the crafting part, I'd pick those up, I guess. And if you're low on ammo that you need for a gun, then I guess I'd pick up that ammo too. But like other than that, you don't need like shotgun shells or like 7.62 by 39s. Like they're kind of useless. But yeah, that's pretty much just how I loot, and I think it would work for you guys too. Now, if you're wondering where airdrops are, you're like, what do you mean, like, airdrops are loot, right? Yes, they are, but I'm going to do a whole nother video on it because I think airdrops are so much more in depth than I can explain in this video. So, I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. Just keep an eye out for that, because I have something really good planned for that. I really do. Just give me a little bit of time, because I have to get a lot more care packages and footage for that. So just give me a little bit for that. I have a few other video ideas that I want to do for Vigor. But yeah, that's kind of just like the quick little update for you guys, because I haven't really posted for a little bit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like. Please give me a subscribe. I have a bunch of stuff on the way. It might take a little bit, I hope not, but yeah, just, you know, stick around with me, guys. I love you guys, peace out, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.